How do you tell if someone is attracted to you or just being very friendly? There's no good answer to that question. A million different people may give a million different signals, hints, signs that they are or are not interested in you romantically. What I've found works for me and what I think is the kindest, least awkward way, both towards yourself and the other person, is to 1. Have some sort of consistently positive relationship, repeated interaction with them first. And then, 2. In a light-hearted and friendly way and without implying any kind of emotional pressure. Just ask if they'd like to go on a date with you. Use the word date. If they say yes, congrats. They're into you at least enough to give it a shot and see where it goes. If they say no, for the love of all that is holy, don't take it as a personal insult, it probably isn't. Keep it lighthearted and take the refusal with grace. They aren't into you. And throwing a tantrum over it or trying to pressure them further isn't going to help them be into you whatsoever. Exactly this. Rejection should never be taken as a personal insult. Usually the realization comes 10 years later when you are trying to fall asleep. My cousin once told me, "Hey, remember my friend, she was pretty cute by the way. Yeah, she had a crush on you a few years back by why the F didn't you tell me then? Man, this hurts me deep. Insanely beautiful girl I was friends with in a group. I tell my friends I like her a lot. They tell her. She tells them she likes me a lot. They don't tell me. I know it's my fault for not making the move. But help your boy out lol. What's wrong with your friends? SMH. Depends on where you live. Here in England, being anything other than cold and aloof is seen as basically throwing yourself at someone. Canadian who met some English guys, they all said I was insanely keen and I didn't know what that meant. Learned later they thought my normal friendliness was obsessive flirtation lol. If you get an arranged marriage it's a 50-50. Assuming the person is single or trifling. You ask to see that person again in a different context and the negotiation for available time and date is quick and mutually complete. No, just friends, overtone about it. Thursday at 8? Not available. Not into you. Thursday at 8? Not available, but what about Friday at 9? Else. Look for physicality, proximity, and eye contact when totally unnecessary. Jealousy or defeat, it's subtle when interacting with someone else of the interested person's gender. Caveat all this with me being terrible about noticing it. My wife points this out to me when we're in public. Once I see it it's obvious, but until then it's a mystery to me. If they act the exact same way with other people, you're out of luck. Or everybody's in luck. I see you've also met my ex. Someone tells you years later. They tell you years later after you've moved hours away and it turns out she never said anything because she thought you had feelings for her other friend who you didn't have feelings for. She was just SUally harassing you in the middle of English class. You need to have just got engaged the week before too. As my dear old dad used to say, women who work for tips are not flirting with you. We used to extend this to, if she's being paid to talk to you, she's not interested. Single quote. Twitch. TV. Lol spot on. Mate. By how they look at you or act around you versus other people. I was once called into HR for allegedly flirting with an employee not part of my own team. Her proof? I was always friendly. Offered her milk to go with her coffee. And worst of all, once at an after work, I bought a round of drinks for everyone, her included. The head of HR was a bit puzzled about the whole situation. And asked her what would she then suggest we do to resolve the situation. And she requested that I would stop being friendly to her, and just leave her be. This poor woman just could not accept that I was being friendly. Alright, can I get a round for everyone? Everyone except Karen. Ha. Flirting's basically a dumb game of chicken with gradual escalation or just ask if they haven't usually pretty obvious. I've had a lot of people ask me this just because they're nosy. Not a guarantee of attraction. My aunt asked me last week. Glad I missed that signal. For me, I flat out told him that I liked him and if he asked me out I would say yes. He said thanks and never asked me out or responded in any way that he liked me back. Bummer. A few months later we kissed. He was like, so, you like me? I should have smacked him upside the head. Apparently he thought I just said that to him to be nice. TBH. If that happened to me I'd do the exact same. Not from being unsure. Just would immediately panic and shut down all unnecessary functions. Like emotions and witty responses. You don't. One person's "just being friendly" is another's "take me to a hotel and F me right now." He's right, you know. It depends on so many things. Unfortunately, dating is one of those things that can't be predicted because you can't generalize anything. If they ask you to take off your clothes, chances are they're just being friendly. Our pants were soaking wet from walking in the rain. Got to her house. She gave me her joggers to wear so my jeans could dry. Literally got into her pants. Nothing happened. Shrug. Got into her pants. Not sure what all the ruckus is all about though. The pants were way too tight and were slowly squishing my balls. Like male pants a lot more. Quote. When I met my last girlfriend, our eyes met across a crowded dance floor. She rolled her eyes at me. So I picked them up and rolled them back. So what do you do if they have attached eyes? By reading someone's comment on Reddit about how they missed all the signs and then you realize that the same thing happened to you and now you lie there contemplating your life. But you still can't be sure. Yeah, maybe she's Canadian and she's just being polite. If they're a cashier, waiter, clerk, etc., don't get your hopes up. Waitress niece is a close cousin of stripper nice. Single quote. Pro tip. You'll never know if you don't ask. Schrodinger's date. No. The stripper is not attracted to you. I beg to differ. I have a massive gravitational pull. If she says WTF step bro, you were wrong. Actually, that means you were right. Just like the simulations. Really, with some people you cannot tell. I knew a girl who was super friendly with me. I got interested. And then a few weeks around her I saw this was how she treated every guy. Smiles. Oh, stop it, you. Flirting. I wasn't special here. I moved on. I knew a girl who friendly with everyone. We sat down at a birthday party and talked non-stop for 3 hours. She was friendly with people. But I hadn't seen her do this before. I got her number and called her. We talked until my phone died. Our 10th wedding anniversary was about 6 weeks ago. Our oldest kid turns 7 in a few months. Are you sure she's into you? Seems too early to tell. Assume attraction and ask them out. If they say no, you get your answer. If they say yes, you get a date. Step 1, ask her out. Step 2. 1. If she rejects you, you got your answer. Step 2. 2. If she doesn't, she has a bad taste in men. Oh, that's easy. No one is ever attracted to me. Agreed. I am 27 and no has ever had a crush on me after I crossed 18 and became ugly AF. You don't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is. That's all it is. Miles. A leap of faith. It's not always easy. With my fiancé. When we started hanging out, I would convince myself she liked me and then talk myself out of it. I would walk her home and she'd give me a really awkward friend hug, then run inside. Leaving me feeling like I'd misread the signals completely. This went on for about 3 weeks before we finally kissed at a party. I asked her about it afterwards and it turns out she was doing the same thing. 7 years and a proposal later. I think she might have a crush on me. Guys. I dunno. Man. In high school I went to a dance with a guy as friends and then he kissed me as friends and then we brutally f***ed behind the gym as friends and we've been dating as friends for about 7 years and we're getting married next week as friends, plus I'm knocked up with his babies. As friends. You can never really know, man. Some people are in it for the long con. I love how like no one in this thread knows. I came here to help me identify clues. Damn it, Reddit. Lol. Well. You can't ever really know. Like even if she sleeps with you. She might just be Canadian. So honestly you shouldn't get your hopes up and you better keep looking and wondering. Wow, that was pretty. Casually explained lol. I'm glad you understood the reference. The friendly, honest approach has worked for me. You seem really nice, someone I'd like to go out with. If you'd like that too. If they're already spoken for or disinterested, they'll let you know. Either way, I've noticed that they seem to appreciate the attention. If they sense you're being sincere, I would respond very positively to this approach. It's flattering but non-threatening. Take my upvote. You give it a shot. And if they reject your advances, you stop giving it a shot. Step 1, cut a hole in a box. Step 2, put your junk in the box. Simple. You just say, oi. Are you attracted to me or just being friendly? The fastest route between 2 points is a straight line. Only in Euclidean space. When she asked me out, I was skeptical. When we slept together, more likely. But can't be too sure. When we got married, I'm pretty sure she likes me. Nah, most marriages end in divorce because the guy took marriage as an indicator that a girl liked him. If a girl liked you, she wouldn't marry you. Leave you and take all your belongings. Children. And your dog. Best thing to do is not get your hopes up. And keep looking for signs. She was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. This much is true. Don't you want me? You ask them if they're from Canada, if not then you got yourself a new boo. Hooray. Easiest way, ask them out on a few dates. Have sex with them. Start a relationship. Take them out some more. Go to fancy dinners and parties. Take them on holiday and stuff like that. Then, after you've tried that for a few years, ask them if they want to marry you. If they say yes, they're probably interested. But they could just be Canadian and being polite though? Flirt a little and assess reaction. If they react anything less than politely, then that's a no. If they respond by blushing or they flirt back, gradually escalate. Then straight up ask, I like you. Can I interest you in coffee, date, dinner, etc.? I guess asking is really the only way to know how to flirt. I've noticed women that have been interested in me have started a random conversation with me. Like asking advice about something. If a woman compliments you on something, could be your eyes, or your jacket, or pretty much anything, that might be a clue. Women play with hair, or adjust it more, making more than usual eye contact. Also, if you are sitting next to them, and their knees are pointing a bit towards you, that is a sign, as well. If they get under a table and start giving you head, also a clue. Greater than as well. If they get under a table and start giving you head, also a clue. Could just be Canadian and super polite. Am Canadian. Can confirm. The eyes Chico. Always the eyes. Eyes never lie Chico.